Okay, welcome back to a model a day. So again, this one's a little bit strange because I've kind of already failed the model a day challenge. The last few days I've really been up to the wire getting this project done for a university course on design. The idea was to design playful engagement for an area that's looking to bring in more tourists. It's looking to bring in some income. So I thought creating an adventure playground and kind of designing it based on an Iron Age fort, which is something that we have a lot of in Britain. They're essentially these kind of oval or rounded structures with a little hill around the side, usually some fortifications along the top, although in most cases those are long, long gone. Usually some kind of entranceway. I've not really spent too much time on that because the whole process was based around building some kind of structure where you can describe the materials it's made from, why you chose those materials, how it's fitted together, how it's manufactured and assembled. And that's pretty much it. The design process didn't really call for something high quality like this, like high quality renders, lots of additional things that I decided to add in on my own. But I'm kind of not a perfectionist per se, but I do like to add in as much context to my scenes as possible. So I didn't want to just render one of these structures out on a white plane and submit that. I wanted to add a little bit of additional context to it, and the idea was always to have multiple structures, have walkways between them, have ramps going up to them, and I tried to add as much of that into my final submission as possible. Even although, in saying that, the marks for this were maybe only about 5% of the total marks for the assignment. Most of it was essay work based on why you made certain design choices, why you made certain material choices, why you made certain choices when it comes to actually choosing between all your rough sketches, because there were a lot of sketches that went into this. There were maybe 10, 15 designs other than this final design that I went through, different iterations of designs, different materials, different configurations of the different objects, the stairs, the nets, the panels, the cones. There were round versions of this, there were steel structure versions of it, there were a lot of different things. So that's what I've been doing for the last few days. There has been a fair bit of modelling work in it, so I think I'll give myself a pass on actually failing the model a day challenge, because the last few days I have been modelling every single day. Just maybe not as much as I had been up until that point. So I'm going to put this in as days 9, 10 and 11 because I have been spending quite a lot of time. And yeah, that's pretty much it. All the textures, I'll just take a little moment and talk about some of the textures here. Let's go around to where the sun's shining so we can look at some of these textures. So I have this material here, which is kind of like a kind of composite material. It's supposed to be a recycled plastic plank, high density polyethylene, I think, or polypropylene. I think it's polyethylene. It's essentially recycled rubber, recycled plastic from bottles and things like that. There is obviously wood, which would be sustainable wood from sustainable managed forests. Again, the same recycled plastic planks. These panels, again, would be recycled plastic, or there would be wood with some kind of treatment on it. In this case, it's just the recycled plastic again. The mats at the bottom, again, these are recycled rubber tires, kind of turned into a mulch and soft bonded together. They create these slightly springy mats that you see on a lot of play surfaces. Again, all recycled or sustainable items. The rope is the, I think that's the recycled, it's another recycled plastic product. I think that's the polypropylene. I think that's what that is, PPE. I can't quite remember the name of it. I might be getting mixed up with something. Again, wood. Lots of green spaces, no tarmac, just the soft mats around certain areas that are required. Little climbing wall here. Again, made a mistake there. I've not taken out part of the fence for that. Hopefully that won't show up in the renders. Not that I'm being marked for it. The chute itself, this is the only model that I actually didn't do myself. I made some adjustments to it, but this is actually just off Blend Swap. It's just a Creative Commons model that I downloaded. Not actually being assessed on the modelling of that or any of this really just the actual design work. I just used the renders to kind of show the final pitch, which was mostly an essay. I just wanted to add a couple of pictures in for context. But yeah, and that's it. So that's model a day for, I guess, the last 3 days. So I'm going to submit a couple of renders of this as the model a day, essentially, for the last few days. I'm going to be returning to the Japanese scene. I do have more uni work to do for the start of June, so maybe model a day might fall behind again, but I think it's something I'm going to try and continue on after May and just try and post up these kind of part time-lapse, part review, part technique videos. Hopefully you'll pick up some tips and tricks here and there. I'll try and keep them short. I'll try and keep them under 10 minutes if possible. Maybe every week or so I'll do a review of some of the models I've done and go through a few of the techniques that I use quite often. And if you follow the channel, hopefully you'll pick up a few techniques. Hopefully you'll submit some of your work to some of the Blender Facebook groups, post your renders, post your wireframes and things like that. Just add a little note that you're checking out the channel and share it. I'd like to make the channel a little bit bigger just to help out as many people as possible on YouTube. And yeah, so we'll see you tomorrow for the next model a day.